Welcome everyone, Namaste. Today we're doing a 15-minute yoga stretch to work into your hips. So hopefully this will relieve some tight hips, maybe release anything that may be held there that isn't serving you. So this is a beginner class. I will be using some blocks, so if you have blocks, please go ahead and grab them, or grabbing something that will elevate the ground up for you. So we'll start in a nice seated position, sitting up nice and tall, resting your hands on your knees or in your lap, closing down the eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, open mouth, side out. And just coming back to your natural breath, in and out through your nose. And let your breath travel deep down into your belly. And we'll use this deep breath throughout this stretch to really help us work into your hips. And gently blinking open the eyes and make your way into tabletop. So coming on to hands and knees. Take the knees a little bit wider than the hips and walk the hands out so they're in front of the shoulders slightly. And just start to draw some circles with your hips. Make the movement as big or slow as you want. Maybe it's fast movements. Maybe it's big circles. Whatever feels good for you. And just reverse the direction. And throughout this stretch, make sure to listen to your body so if something doesn't feel good, just modify or try something else. And slowly coming back to center. Take the knees so they're under the hips, but they're still nice and wide. Take the palms under the shoulders. Have the big toes touching, coming into an active child's pose. So pull the navel back towards your spine. As you inhale, shift forward. The hips press down. As you exhale, press your hips back towards your heels. Stay activated in your hands. Inhale, coming up and forward. Exhale, pressing back. Really press into your hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press back. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back. Inhale, rise. Last one. Exhale, press back. Hold here. Really press into your hands. Press the tailbone back and down towards your heels. And take one more full deep breath here. And slowly rise up. Bring the knees under the hips and take your blocks under your hands on the highest setting or medium setting. Whatever serves you best. I'm going to start on the highest setting, so just play around with it. From here, step your right foot between the hands. Walk the left knee back a little bit. You want the knee to be in line with the ankle. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward so the hips are square to the front of the mat. As you inhale, shift the hips forward, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, just slowly release the hips back. Inhale, bend into the knee, sink the hips forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release back. 1 more. Inhale, coming forward, and just breathe here, hold. 1 full breath. And then walk the right foot over to the right. Bring the blocks or both hands to the inside of the right foot, coming into a lizard lunge. So again, inhale here, press the hips forward. As you exhale, release back just slightly. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, release back. Inhale, press forward, hold here for a breath. Really sinking in. And then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, walk the blocks a little forward and just step into a wide or wider leg forward fold. Let your head hang heavy here. If you want to bring your arms down, we're not staying here too long. Just take a nice full deep breath. And then walk the blocks so they're in line with the feet. Step that right foot back, lower the right knee. Untuck the toes, walk the left foot so it's in the middle of the hands. Again, knee is in line with the ankle. Left hip pulls back, right hip forward, hips are squared to the front. As you inhale, press the hips forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, slowly release back slightly. Inhale, pressing forward. Exhale, release back. One more. Inhale, press forward, hold. Breathe deep into your hip. And then slowly walk the left foot over to the left as the block comes to the inside of the foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hips press forward. Exhale, release slightly. Inhale, pressing forward. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, pressing forward, hold. Breathe here. Deep belly breath. And then tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, walk the blocks up slightly, coming to the top of the mat. And now here you can walk the blocks off to the side. Just grab a hold of opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Give it a couple nods. Maybe bend into the knees nice and deep and just sway from side to side. Take one more deep breath here. And slowly release the arms up. Keep the knees bent, root into the feet, rolling up one vertebra at a time to come to stand. When you arrive, bring the shoulders up, back, and down. And just step so that you're lengthwise on your mat. Bring the heels and toes out, coming into goddess pose. Bring the hands on the hips, take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips low, knees track towards your middle toe. Keep the core engaged so the tailbone pulls down towards the ground. Pressing into the outer edges of the feet so your knees press back. Then take your hands on top of your thighs. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Really press into your hands, lengthening the spine. Just start to shift from side to side in your hips. And if you want a little more here, you can always bring your elbows to the inside of the thighs. And again, just shifting from side to side. Oh, this is a deep one, but it feels nice. Remember to keep the core engaged. Pull your navel back to your spine. Take one more breath wherever you are. And on your next inhale, rise all the way up, hands onto the hips, pivot the toes in so the feet are parallel. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, folding over, coming into a wide leg forward fold, crown of the head towards the earth. Option, bring the hands down. If you want to bring them down onto your blocks, do so. Just take a couple of breaths here, really pressing out to the outer edges of the feet. And just shift the weight forward so the weight is even in the ball of the foot to the heel of the foot. Take one more breath here. Bring your hands to your hips, gently bend the knees a little as you inhale, rising all the way up. And just step to the top of your mat. And we'll make our way down to the mat. So bring your blocks out in front of you. We'll just make this a little bit of a flow. Arms to your side, palms face forward. As you inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up, lift your heart. As you exhale, swan dive forward, hinge from your hips, heart leads the way. Coming into a fold, crown of the head towards the earth. Bring the hands onto the blocks and step both feet back, coming into tabletop. You can release the blocks here if you like, and just swing your legs to your side, coming into a seated pose. So have both knees bent here, both feet planted, hands behind you. You can tent onto the fingers or have the hands planted, whatever's best for you. Bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Keep the right foot flexed here. Press the right knee away from you. Lift the heart, pull your shoulders back. Just staying here in this seated pigeon pose or four pose. So it looks like it's making a four, like a figure four. There's my words. If you want a little more, you can start to walk that left foot a little closer. Maybe you walk your hands a little closer so your chest reaches for your shin. Take one more breath here. And slowly release. And just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. We'll go on to the other side. So left ankle on top of the right thigh. Have the left foot flexed. Press the left knee away from you. Lift the heart, shoulders press back towards each other. And just breathe here, or option to walk that right foot closer. Maybe walk the hands closer. Deep breaths, breathing into your hips. And then slowly release and take your feet a little bit wider. And then from here, sit up tall and let your knees fall to the right. So you're sitting on your right buttocks. And so both legs are in a 90-degree angle. From here, have your hands in front of the right knee, upper body faces towards your right knee. Staying here like this, press the hips back, or you can start to walk yourself forward as deep as you like, maybe coming onto your forearms, or even having a block under your forearms here might feel really nice. And just breathing here. One more breath. And slowly rising, hands behind you. Bring the knees up through center, and we'll just send them over to the left, sitting on the left butt cheek. Knees and legs are again in 90 degrees. Upper body faces towards the left knee, hands in front of the left knee. Push the hips back, and if you want to stay here or walk yourself forward a little bit, maybe onto your forearms. Deep belly breaths. Take one more breath. And slowly make your way through center. Hands behind you, knees come through center. And then just bring both soles of the feet together. Let the knees come open. If this is a little bit uncomfortable, you can always bring the blocks under your knees. That might feel really nice. This gives a little bit more support. Hands onto the shins, ankles, or feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine as you exhale, folding forward. Reaching your heart forward. Keep the length of your spine. Maybe you release your head down. Just breathe it here. Letting the breath travel deep down into your hips. And with each exhale, really letting something go that doesn't serve you. One more breath here. And slowly rising all the way up. And just making your way back into a seated position. Resting your hands on your knees or in your lap, closing down your eyes. You may also come into Shavasana, final resting pose, laying on your back if that feels better for you. Otherwise, just taking a moment here to really absorb this yoga stretch that you've done, working into your hips, And just coming back to your breath. Let's take a clearing breath together. In through your nose. Open mouth, side out. And gently blinking open your eyes. And namaste.